Hey viewers, and today we are going to be doing the logo for Habit Buddy. My name is Roy, I'm a web designer. If you do find the content useful, please leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, hit the bell. And if you're new to this channel, what we do is we practice on projects every week, all the way from knowing the audience, knowing the problem, defining the goal, up to the logo, website, mobile app, the whole thing. Well, not the whole thing, but quite a lot to tackle in a project. Do that in 1 week and hopefully put something on your portfolio. Or if you're a developer, your skills, your design skills are going to greatly improve just by practicing on real projects. So let's get into the video. Okay, so we're going to do 3 things, which is focusing on the shape, typography, and color. So we already did a bit of research on the competition, but what I'm going to do is use a font that I'm very keen to use. I thought it'd be a good time because we're targeting children. But if we start off with the shape, and the first shape I'm thinking of in terms of the brand, in terms of the design and what we can use icons in, and is a circle. So I've done this last week, and I think a circle represents the brand in terms of friendliness, fun. Now it's just a shape at the moment, but you see how we'll build it up. So shape is a circle, typography, and just to give you an example, so Habit Buddy or Habit Bud, if we're going to use Inter, which is a very modern sans serif font, we bring it up to 64 and we bring it up to semi-bold. So let's say we're targeting the parent is solely for millennials, for example. This could probably work. It's very clean, modern. But if we're targeting children, we need something a bit more fun, something that can appeal to them. For example, my daughter was saying Comic Sans, but I think we can choose something else apart from the great Comic Sans. No sarcasm. So if I was to copy paste that, and one font that I found a while ago, now this might sound like Shrek, right? So Shrek, probably pronouncing it wrong, Shrek hand, and straight away, if you look at the difference, so here you got the more serious, modern, clean. Here you got the more fun, bouncy kind of look, round, friendly. So I think this fits the brand more. It's quick and simple. It doesn't have to take ages to find a type or font, because another nice thing is when you're browsing, you'll always find something that you can use later on that will be for a specific target audience. And I've always bear this in mind for when I wanted a project to be fun. So again, we're going with Shrek hand or Shirk hand. And an icon that could represent the whole brand is a tick. So let's say we've done a very simple tick. I'm holding down shift, and then let's say that's 16, and we're going to make this round, so rounded corners and a rounded end cap. So straight away you got a really nice friendly tick, and you can imagine that we could probably put that in there. Actually, if we were to group that and then go in, center align it, that is kind of what habits is. It's doing certain things every day, repeating the process, then it becomes a habit, and you're kind of checking off what you've done. So not like a checklist or to-do list. Again, it's similar to the dot diary that I showed you in the previous video. So if we just actually build this up, so we'd start from a circle, you can see where it's progressing, but how can we make this different and unique to the brand? Well, here's another absolute super nice thing to do with a particular typeface is there's so many golden nuggets with this. So if I was to go over to Google Fonts and you were to search for this, the other superpower that I think that comes with these fonts is the glyphs. And they have these really nice, unique glyphs. And for example, you can straight away see, now some of these might represent something, right? So I'm just going to be totally looking at certain things that I think could fit the brand. So if you look at this, now I'm not 100% sure what that represents, but just for the project, just for fun, I'm going to bring that in, and straight away you can see that. Now if the viewer can tell me what that represents, right, because my internet is not going to work up here, but let's try. So if I type that in, what does that actually mean? Oh dear, that would mean something very naughty. So if someone knows what that means, please do Gujarati letter. So if someone does know, let me know. Okay. So again, I'm being very ignorant here. So the reason why I think that could work is because of the H, and it's like a tick underneath. So it's kind of got the H here and the tick combined. And I think that's really smart. But again, this could represent something else. So another thing that I think could be really nice to use is some shape that I found is this one. Okay, so let's do a quick Google search on that. And what does that symbol mean? 8 represents the number 8. Interesting. Okay. 8 could also be infinity. So that also is pretty good to me. But now one thing to do here is actually it kind of looks like a tick. So I'm going to rotate it and then actually flip it horizontally. Now you got that nice shape of a tick, but in that unique style. So hopefully this is going to be memorable to the user. So I'm thinking straight away, we kind of got our shape in circles. We got a nice typeface, Shrek hand, and then Shrek hand, and then we are just using the glyphs to represent the icon, because that is the most popular type of logo, is where you have the icon and the type or the text. So to be safe, I'm not sure what that means, so I'm going to go with this as the icon, and let's just say we copy that again. Let's say we make that a bit bigger. Again, we're going with the 8-point grid, 96. So that is looking pretty good. If I was to group this, if I just bring that back, so what I'm going to do is we got our logo icon, we have the logo text, we're going to combine these, because again you have to think about responsive logos, how they look in different screens. So here I'm just going to copy this, and if we actually group these together, so Command G, and I have to actually convert this to a stroke. If I copy that, bring it over, I'm going to see how these look together. So you're going to combine them, and what you can do is do, oh, it's got both of these in the same group. Am I right? No. Okay. Select both of these, do Shift A. So now using auto layout, vertically align it in the middle, spacing between 16 pixels. And that is looking pretty good. If I take it out there. Okay. So again, we can just copy paste, and these are just very nice quick tests. And here I'm going to then vertically align it. See how it looks. 0. Nice. Okay, that was another very quick test, just to see how it looks in different alignments. And then another quick test to do is copy paste. Let's see now how this looks if I was to shrink it down to, let's say, 48. And that is not going down to 48. So I'm just going to shrink that. Probably not doing this the best way, but again, I'm going to select both, center align it. So that probably needs to be a bit smaller. So if I click on there, let's say 32 height. Okay, there we go. So this is quite messy, but we're seeing how this looks in a smaller size. And it's the same thing for here. We'll bring this right down to 24, or maybe 24 is too small. Let's say 32. Nice. And again, we just copy. Again, we're going to bring this down to 24 heights, or let's say even 16. So now we're going really small, maybe favicon size. We're also going to make this circle pretty small as well. Let's say 24. Let's select both and put them in the middle, and that still works. Okay, still recognizable. Bring the font size down to 18, and we're also going to reduce the spacing between the icon and the text. So again, we've just very quickly figured out the shape that we think represents the brand. We're going with circle, friendliness, and then we're going with a different typeface for fun, big, bold, grab the attention of the child, hopefully. And then we're saying what icon can represent the brand. We have a tick. We can then make it more unique. We're using the glyphs within the font, and this kind of looks like a tick, and I think that's great. And now we're just testing. We just tested this out in different sizes. And then last but not least is color. So straight away I'll say which one I've used inspiration from, and this is from, again, that's pretty popular for my kid, and she's playing Roblox. So the color that they use on their branding is red. Red for energy, for passion, for excitement, for danger, all of that stuff. So I'm saying, okay, so we got red, we got black. We also have to see how this looks when we reverse it out. So if I do Shift there again, auto layer is just so good. And then if I was to fill it with the darkest gray, let's bring padding right up to 80. And we're going to see how this looks reversed out, because why not? We want to test it out. Habit bud. And this one, we can make the circle white. Nice. So that stands out pretty nicely, right? So again, I'm just going to bring that down. I'm also going to do Shift there on this one. I'm going to make 80 padding. I'm going to say the background is white. Okay. And then if I copy both, now you end up having a little presentation, right? So you're testing it out. You're going to see how this looks in red. Again, Tailwind CSS, which is absolutely awesome. I'm going to go with Rose 500, and you can see there it's pretty strong. We're going to make the circle Rose 500 again. Probably make the tick white. And that looks pretty good to me. And let's see how this looks in dark version. So you got red again, rose. Is the contrast good enough? Well, let's find out. So, that looks pretty awesome. Now, one way to check the contrast is probably not good, is to select this layer. Can you actually select a frame as well? Let's see if it actually does this. I don't think it does, but let's try anyway. It doesn't seem to actually. Well, let's try. So if I select the whole frame, right click, plugins. If you find a plugin called Stark, you do check contrast, and it can't. It has to be two separate layers. So if I copy that, if I take it out of the whole thing, and then if I get a circle, no, that didn't work. say circle ellipse, and let's make that the darkest grey. Oh, that's quite nice to play with. If I bring to front, we just okay, or even the H, right? Maybe the H will be good enough. If these symbols have a negative meaning, we could use the H. But anyway, if we just select both, right click, plugins, go to Stark, and then check contrast. Here you can see that it passes all the checks. AAA it doesn't, but this is quite large at the moment, so that will pass the contrast army. Okay, there's such a thing. So this is large. If it was a lot smaller, then you probably have to make this lighter, but I think that is pretty much enough for the branding of the logo for HabitBud. So I do hope you enjoyed this video, and if you find the right font, you can find these absolute treasures in the glyph, and they can represent the logo icon, and that is just quick and easy. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please do leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, hit the bell, and the next part of the project is going to be the website, the landing page. And yeah, so again, I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.